When we think about how breastfeeding protects a child, the traditional model assumes a one-way street. A mother's body manufactures essential nutrients and targeted antibodies, delivering them to the infant in a single, unidirectional stream. That delivery system is essential because a newborn's immune system is naive. It hasn't been exposed to the world yet, meaning it lacks the memory cells required to identify and fight off novel viruses and bacteria in its environment. But this one-way street model hits a snag when a nursing infant falls ill. If a baby comes down with a cold or an infection, the mother's milk visibly changes, often shifting in color and consistency within hours. Under a microscope, that altered milk reveals sudden, massive spikes in white blood cells, the iron-binding protein lactoferrin, and highly targeted antibodies designed specifically to neutralize the pathogen the baby is currently fighting. If the infant's immune system is naive and the mother's body is entirely separate, there has to be a mechanism that tells the mammary gland exactly which custom prescription to synthesize. In this interaction, the infant acts as a biological commander of the mother's immune response. The primary mechanism responsible for this biological data uplink is a phenomenon called retrograde duct flow. When an infant suckles, tongue movements create a vacuum. Then, negative pressure forces a mixture of milk and saliva backward into the mother's nipple pores. This milky backwash acts as a biological Trojan horse, carrying active pathogens from the baby directly into the mammary ducts. To test this transmission route, researchers set up an experiment using nursing mice pups. These pups were deliberately infected with an enteric virus, a pathogen that targets the gastrointestinal tract. They needed to isolate the backwash as the sole vector, so they used a crossover method. They let infected pups nurse from a healthy mother for one day, then swapped them out, placing healthy pups with that same mother to eliminate shared environmental contamination. This technical image shows the kind of viral particles tracked in the study. The researchers found that the virus successfully transferred through the pup's saliva and actively replicated inside the cells lining the mother's milk ducts. This localized infection in the breast tissue acts as a rapid alarm system. It immediately triggers the mother's local immune cells to mass-produce custom-built antibodies designed to neutralize that exact virus. This retrograde duct flow serves as a highly evolved real-time pathogenic data transfer system that triggers a localized maternal alarm. Mothers also rely on an external sampling method. Every time a mother kisses her infant, she is physically collecting microscopic environmental data from their skin. Pathogens transferred from the baby's face to the mother travel down to her tonsils and gut. Her mature immune system processes these pathogens and activates specific memory cells. This kicks off the enteromammary pathway. Activated memory B cells migrate out of the mother's gut, traveling through her lymphatic system straight to the mammary glands. Once they arrive, these cells manufacture secretory immunoglobulin A, or SIGA. This antibody is perfectly tailored to bind to the exact pathogens the mother sampled off the baby's cheek hours earlier. There's also a localized defense mechanism that happens instantly, right inside the baby's mouth during feeding. Infant saliva contains uniquely high levels of purine compounds. When those purines mix with a specific enzyme in breast milk called xanthine oxidase, the chemical reaction creates an immediate localized antimicrobial shield in the baby's oral cavity. Through redundant data collection, internal backwash and external physical sampling, the mother's body ensures every drop of milk is perfectly calibrated to the baby's immediate threat environment. Looking at this multi-layered, highly reactive network, it becomes clear that the term passive immunity is biologically inadequate. The infant actively directs their own survival. Through their biological outputs, saliva and skin contact, they dictate the exact immunological composition of their food. This bidirectional system allows a highly vulnerable organism to effectively borrow a mature, experienced immune system to survive viral and bacterial threats it couldn't fight off alone. The lactating mother and nursing infant function as a single, co-regulated, symbiotic organism. Breastfeeding is a dynamic biological dialogue where an infant's illness acts as the precise chemical catalyst required to reverse engineer its own cure.